Now, though, it is time for a sweet treat. Gino is making one of Italy's most popular desserts. See, this is the kitchen link now.
This is it'll make sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Very good.
Well done, Barry. He's whipping up his quick and easy tiramisu.
I'm taking you back to basics to help you master the dishes that I grew up with and still love today.
From classic carbonara to Neapolitan pizza, I've been cooking traditional Italian cuisine that reminds me of my family, friends, and my home country.
This is Italian food made easy. Italians love coffee, and I've always started my day with 2 or 3, as we say in Italian, caffè. Buongiorno, it's the Italian way. How are you, okay?
I'm well, how are you today?
Fantastic. See, to me, when I say coffee, has to be an espresso. Forget about cappuccino, caffè latte, and all that. Espresso all the way. Grazie, bello. Steve, if I say coffee and Italian desserts, what you're thinking?
Tiramisu.
And that's what I'm gonna cook. Ciao, bello. There is only one way to make a tiramisu, and there is my way, the Italian way. So let me show you how we do it. The first thing you're gonna have to do is to make sure you make yourself a good coffee, preferably an espresso coffee. Very important to completely cool it down. Now, let me show you the only biscuit to use. This is called Savoiardi. Now, Savoiardi has got the sugar coated on the top, and it's got the sponge underneath. When you make a tiramisu, remember that the sugar coating should always be on top. I've seen people making tiramisu with sponge, with other kind of biscuit. It doesn't really work because the Savoiardi has got a perfect texture for the tiramisu.
Take 3 clean bowls and place them side by side and begin by separating the eggs.
Now, if you can get this kind of color on the egg yolk, you know that the cream of the tiramisu is going to be just insanely beautiful.
Add the sugar, just a few tablespoons.
5, which is 5, and 6, which is 6.
Now it's time for the cream and mascarpone cheese.
I like to use cream, but very little, because it's going to make the tiramisu very fluffy.
Start by whisking the egg white to stiff peaks.
Beautiful! Now, you know when an egg white is stiff enough when you can do this. 3, 2, 1. Please don't follow my head. Please don't follow my head. If you can count until 5, that means that the job is done to perfection.
Next, whip the cream and be careful not to overdo it.
It becomes butter like that. So just keep an eye.
And finally, whisk the egg and the sugar.
I want the color to become pale. And it becomes pale when the sugar is completely dissolved into the egg yolk.
Then fold the mascarpone into the yolks and the sugar.
Let me tell you the only liqueur that you should use for a tiramisu. It's called amaretto liqueur. This is a liqueur that is made with bitter almonds and sugar. I've seen tiramisu done with coffee liqueur, marsala wine. I've seen people using orange liqueur. Those people are crazy. Amaretto liqueur is the only liqueur to use.
Add a few tablespoons into the coffee and the cream. Gently fold in the egg whites.
Tiramisu, if you translate it in English, you translate into lift me up, pick me up.
And another thing, it was known in Italy as
the original Viagra, because the coffee in the old days was giving the man the ping.
I'll just leave that there.
Now is the exciting part. The cream is ready, the coffee is ready, the biscuits are there looking at me, ready. Time to make a tiramisu. How do we start? The Savoiardi biscuit. Keep the sugar on top, and when you put them into the coffee, you need to count until 3. Do not over-soak my Savoiardi biscuit, otherwise it's just gonna be like... Bleh. Everybody! 1, 2, 3. Then we're gonna cut in half, and we're gonna start to cover the bottom of the glass.
Cover with a layer of cream, more Savoiardi biscuits, finishing with a final creamy layer. And leave to chill in the fridge. The final flourish, a dusting of cocoa powder just before serving.
Gino de Campo, my goodness me.